Hello my friends, welcome back. Today we're actually going to start doing something with woodworking. I appreciate you sticking around with me, and please subscribe. Everybody who subscribes, I greatly appreciate. And I hope this video is helpful to you. So we've talked about the tools. I've shown you about the sharpening, and today what we're going to do is we're going to go actually doing the first thing that you're going to make. It's winding sticks. Now these are what I made when I first started. They're super simple. There's nothing fancy about these. It doesn't take any skill, but really before you can do anything else, any kind of dimensioning, even with dimension lumber, you still should check for twist. And that's what winding sticks do. What they do is, when you're setting on you set it on on the wood, and you're going to look and see if there's any twist in it. So you'll place it along here, and if there's any twist in the boards, one side will be higher than the other. And as you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to sight down it. And I'll show you later when we actually get dimensioning how to use them. But this keeps it from. Basically what it does is it accentuates the twist that you have in your board. So we're going to make a set of these today. So the things you're going to need is a piece of wood. What is this? It doesn't matter what size it is. This looks like about 1.5 inches by 1 inch. It's a piece of poplar. I was going to make it out of walnut, but I think white or light colored wood is better. What I have there is pine, and I think it's easier to see the marks with the white wood or lighter color wood. So any lighter wood works. Again, that's pine. This is poplar. Probably soft maple or maple would work good for it too. You can use any wood, it doesn't matter really, but it just makes it easier to see on with the lighter colors, in my opinion. If you do a darker wood, you probably want to inlay it with a piece with lighter color wood at the top edge of the back ones. But I don't know, I've never used the dark ones, so maybe they work fine, I don't know. But I think I like the idea of white or light wood. So I have a piece of poplar here. Just a crosscut saw, nothing fancy. You could use one of the smaller saws too. This is probably overkill. But your square and a marking knife, and I'm using a blue Sharpie. I don't know, just a colored Sharpie. It could be black, it doesn't matter. I like blue. And your 3 planes. Now before I start any project, I always sharpen up the tools that I'm going to use. That's, even if I've just sharpened them, like in the video I shot for the sharpening that I didn't post, I sharpened up these 2, but I'm going to do it anyways again because that's how I start every project. So, sharpening, in my opinion, doesn't take any time, and it makes your life a lot easier, so why not do it? I won't show this all the time at the beginning, but I talked about how I think you should sharpen all the time, so I might as well show you that I actually do it. So bear with me, and you can fast forward if you like. That's up to you. And I know most people don't sharpen their scrubbing planes all that often. I do it because I'm doing all the other ones, so why not do that one too? When I sharpen, I always clean out the base. These two I just sharpened, so they don't really need that. Jeez, I inhaled some sawdust there. And I also do sharpen my knife each time. All right, so let's get started with this. Now, the length of this board doesn't matter. What we're going to do is we're going to cut it and square it and make everything equal. But these ones, what were they? 24 inches. So let's see if I can get 24 inches out of here. Yeah, so looks like actually 26. So I'm gonna make these, or 27. So I'm actually gonna make these a little bit longer. So I'm gonna go 25, 25 and a half. Let's see, I have space for that. Just about perfect. So I'm gonna go 25 and a half to start with. So I do use a yardstick because I think it's easier than a tape measure. And you don't have to measure this at all. you just want to make the things the same length, but we'll do that in a second. This is just the rough cutting. So I just line it up there, put a mark on it, and you probably don't need to use a square because it's not really square anyways, but I just use this to get a straight line across. And then just cut that. Okay, so now we need to dimension these, or plane these. So what I want to do is I want to get a flat edge, and I want to plane down and get a square reference edge and face. So because these are rough sawn, I'm going to use my scrub plane first. There's not, all I'm really trying to do after I set it is I'll try to get that, the curve of the blade right about the center of this thing. It doesn't matter, it's a cambered iron, so it's not really for fine work, but I just try to get the center of the camber in the middle. So mainly what I'm doing right now is just getting the saw marks out. And it's not necessary, but what I'm going to do is also check it for a twist and see if there's a bit of a higher edge. And it doesn't matter, but because, yeah, anyways, but it does have a little bit higher on this side, so I'm going to go with an angle. But your eyes are really good at finding square and twist. But there. So that's flattened with this, and the twist is basically taken out. That is really deep cut. When you're adjusting the planes, if it's high on one end, you push the adjuster towards that side, the side that it's high on. There. All I'm trying to do is get a clean shaving from one end to the other, and the jointer here has a long reference face, so it makes flattening a board really nice. So if you get a clean shaving from one end to the other, the amount of hill you have in it is pretty small. And then you don't have to do this. That was terrible. Quit rushing. And what I'm doing is, you can't even see it, I'm sighting down the plane face, and you can see a shadow of where the blade is. It took me a little bit of time to get this figured out, but once you do, it makes it really fast and easy to set the plane. And then with a smoothing plane, I back it off until I can barely see it. And that was too far. So I just want to get these nice, clean, wispy shavings. What this does is it makes it basically a finished surface. And now we're trying to get this side square to this face. So again, I start with the scrub line. And what I'm checking for is square. And there's a bit of a hump in the middle too. What did I do that for? Okay. See, it was flat already, so it's okay. I should have used this before I used that. But there is a bit of a weird twist in this. It's high on this side, high on this side. I think it's higher over here. Okay. Okay, what it looks like now is I need to take just a little bit off of this side all the way down. And I'll check it with the square in a second. So what I'm doing when I do this is I'm pulling the plane off to the side, so it's only going to cut this side. Pretty good. And then I take my square and check. And it is still high on this side, but it's high all the way down. So I take this, and again, it's off to the side. And I'm moving it more towards the center as I go. Every pass is more towards the center. And I didn't touch this outside at all, this side at all. There and there. See how I twisted at the end? You don't want to do that. There. This is set at really fine shaving, so it was taking too many passes with one. I could have gotten down to that with this, but it's such a fine amount that this is set a little bit deeper. So one pass of this smoothed it out quite a bit, and then this just finished up and polished the end. This must be on a square. Oh, come on. All this is an oil in a can. Paul Sellers does a video of making one. Okay, let's see that. There. Yeah. This plane iron was off to the side. It was not square to the spool, so. One final check. Good. And we're going to, I'm actually going to wait on this because I don't want to, well, it doesn't matter. You can do it if you want. I just make a couple little marks on the corner to tell me that's my reference edge. It doesn't matter if you start on the face or the edge, but I do normally like to start on the face. But again, it doesn't matter. And this has a significant twist. Again, high on this side, high on this side, but more so back here. There's the hump in the middle, so I took a couple passes in the center. There, that's better. It's amazing how much that little bit of oil really makes the plane just fly down the board. Too much. check. Okay, so this is the important part for winding sticks. So you want to make sure they're exactly the same on the top. So what I do is I flatten this on the bottom, and I pinch it together. So now they're level on both sides, on the bottom, level on the bottom. Okay, so now they're flattened. They're the same height all the way across. There, so now we have two winding sticks. I guess you can go through with the smoothing plane if you want. What this is now is we're going to take one of these. They're facing the same direction. So I'm going to take one of these and make them my front and one of them my back. So what I'm going to do is square them up so they're the same in both sides, or roughly. And I'm going to take a dot and mark the middle on my reference, on the reference corner, because that's what's going to sit on the board. 25 and a quarter, half. So I need 12. 12 and 5/8. What the dot does in the middle is it helps balance the board on your board. So then I take this and just mark a circle and mark a circle. All that does is reference, that tells you which side to place to put the reference on, and and it helps balance it on the board. So if the board's tipping, you'll see that. And then I darken up on one of these boards. I darken off the top corner of each by just taking my marker and coloring that. You just want to make sure that that edge is, because that's what you're going to be looking for, is that edge to disappear. So basically you're done with the winding sticks. You could stop and use it forever that way. And you wouldn't have to do anything else to it. I'll probably put some boiled linseed oil on it. But it doesn't actually need to. I'll leave it alone, so because I don't want to. You don't have to do anything to this. This works just fine, just the way it is. If they go bad, I don't know how long this video has been, but it doesn't take very long to make a new set. And if you want, you can plane off the back to make it nice and flat and smooth, but there's really no point because the back doesn't make a difference. All you're worried about is this reference edge, and that these two edges are exactly the same. So having the back will help you just by feeling, know which one you're grabbing for. So that's that. Those are winding sticks. That simple. If you have any questions or comments, leave the comments below. Anyways, that's it. Talk to you later. Bye.